So let's take a look at the numbers. What it looked for Uttar Pradesh. 80 parliamentary seats, one of the biggest states clearly. And this is what happened. NDA got about 36 in total. And this, we remember, this is the National Democratic Alliance, BJP plus other partners. And this is how it looked for 44% going to the NDA bloc. Exact the same level of vote share that went for the India bloc as well. This in many ways was not expected. Many thought BJP will have a clean sweep in Uttar Pradesh, but it appeared on the ground the voter had a lot to say. So this is how it has looked like. Look at now some of the specific candidates. The focus on your screen. Faizabad, where Ayodhya is, the constituency, and Ayodhya where the Ram Mandir was constructed, where BJP lost. And that perhaps was the biggest disappointment and a boost clearly for the India bloc to the Congress and Samajwadi Party. Avdesh Prasad representing the Samajwadi Party won from Faizabad, of which Ayodhya is a part. So clearly was Ram Mandir construction not enough? Was something else a concern for the voters in Ayodhya and around Faizabad? BJP's Lalu Singh, BSP Sachidanand Pandey lost, and how? This will lead to a lot of deliberations and questions that the BJP and the NDA will have to go back on the table with. So this is how it looks like. We'll take a look again of how the seat share, the vote share looks for the Bharatiya Janata Party, for the NDA in Uttar Pradesh. Remember, they were planning and hoping for a double engine, so to say, when it comes to the state and the Lok Sabha. In many ways, India bloc sprung a surprise, specifically the Samajwadi Party. 2024 verdict definitely took an interesting turn, and one of the reasons that NDA's tally dipped was because of how Uttar Pradesh results came. NDA, many are saying, have they lost the ground? NDA ally Samajwadi Party has clearly gained, and how? Now this is the map. Look closely. I'm trying to compare 2019 to 2024. This is what our data that has surfaced come in and show about how the map reflects one of the most crucial states, in many ways the deciding factor for Lok Sabha. How it voted in 2019, it was clearly a sweep for the saffron cadre, for the Bharatiya Janata Party, for the NDA, and how the blue that has sprung this time in 2024. The shift in colour basically indicates the declining saffron wave in the state, despite BJP's best efforts, despite the construction of Ram Temple, the welfare schemes that had come in as well. NDA in total won only about 36, which is the BJP, RLD and other allies, 28 lesser than 2019. India bloc has emerged victorious, and how? So this is one of the reasons that 43 seats in UP, even though India bloc is not going to form the government in all likelihood, but there is a reason they are smiling. It's because of Uttar Pradesh. I want to bring in India Today's Abhishek Mishra for the latest on that. Abhishek, many are talking about, while focus on Uttar Pradesh, but significantly on Faizabad, Ayodhya, where the Ram Mandir was constructed. Yes, it was a civilizational fight for many, but there were also welfare schemes. There was housing, toilets, Ujjwal Yojana, other schemes, but nothing seems to be working there in the state. What do you think? What is your understanding that this led to such a fall for the NDA statistics in Uttar Pradesh?
Well, certainly, Pooja, and this is a major setback for the BJP, yes, who focused its whole campaign in Uttar Pradesh and also in the northern part of India, centric to Ayodhya. The development, the change in the perception and the image of Ayodhya, and how there has been a transformation, which we also witnessed on the ground on the day of consecration. But as far as the political narrative is concerned, that has not been understood by the voters. Specifically, if I talk about Faizabad, Ayodhya, there was issues on the land acquisition, the kind of work which was done and the approach which was there. There was a local resentment on the ground, and that looks like has actually translated into this vote. Also, if I talk about the adjoining areas, in Awadh region also, Samajwadi Party has dominated, and Purvanchal, which has always been considered as a strong bastion for the BJP, has completely, shown that Samajwadi Party has acquired it once again. So this is a clear indication that indeed the double engine narrative, and at the same time how all the ministers, chief ministers, the top leaders of the party were on the ground, but the people actually, and specifically the voters of the backwards, Dalits,
Yes.
Muslims, and at the same time who were thinking that if it's an 80 plus or a 400 plus, the narrative of constitution change by the India Alliance has actually worked, and the decisive vote has been Dalit, who instead of standing aside with the BSP has shifted to the India Alliance, and that has translated into such a victory. 43 number, which is a maximum after 2004 and the lowest for the BJP after 2014, even with the fact that both the governments are there. But yes, indeed, a big change, a big setback for the BJP, and India bloc has extremely
Very important points that you're making, Abhishek, because there are, of course, a lot of discussions on the table that need to be made. And importantly, whether it was the Muslim, other underprivileged groups, backward classes, the Yadavs, was that in any way a consolidated vote that went to the India bloc? Was it the arrogance of the BJP leaders? Was it anti-incumbency? All of that will have to be decided upon, because BJP was banking on Uttar Pradesh, 80 parliamentary seats. I want now to take a look of how India as a nation has voted from 2019 to 2024. Let's take a look. 2019 after 2014 was still being called as the Modi wave. Here's what happened. Clearly, majority saffron areas that came in, and other, of course, you see the reason blue is because of the India Alliance partners. The grey is other leaders, other parties as well. But look how from north, at least towards the western region, east was all about saffron. How it changed from 2024. Take a look at that. Now, let me first tell you about the BJP. Madhya Pradesh, all seats won. Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh, National Capital, Delhi. Central India, the northern belt, still in many ways, still wants to go for the Bharatiya Janata Party or the National Democratic Alliance. But it is the blue that has continued, for example, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu and other parts. But this belt, Uttar Pradesh, which has in many ways has seen a resurgence of the Samajwadi Party, of the Congress leaders, of the India bloc, and these areas as well. Remember, for the West also, that has shown Maharashtra also in many ways has voted for the India bloc alliance, and that has reflected, including Rajasthan here that we see. So this is how the difference, and the question whether the Congress Mukt Bharat rhetoric doesn't stand anymore. Is there a lot that BJP had to do beyond what it had done for 10 years? What needs to be done that it can make a comeback? Because for now, opposition has returned to the Lok Sabha, and how? Abhishek Mishra joins me now from Lucknow on the latest on that. Abhishek, so going beyond Uttar Pradesh, we see the difference that has come in. It's very interesting. In many ways, perhaps it now about is the alliance partners, Nitish Kumar, or for India bloc, it is the Akhilesh Yadav factor. Do you think this time these sort of coalition governments will be very crucial to watch?
Well, absolutely, Pooja, and this looks like that, this is weakest NDA so far, 2014 post, and entirely the BJP is dependent on the ally members. Nitish Kumar again going to play a very significant role. He has always been a kingmaker in Bihar, but now he's kingmaker at the center as well. Chandrababu Naidu, he's also going to play a very vital role with his demand for the special status for Andhra Pradesh will now looks like happening if he stands by with the NDA. And at the same time, it was said that the regional parties will not be no more significant in these elections, but that has actually changed. Samajwadi Party in Uttar Pradesh getting a maximum number of share. Congress Party, who was on the verge of collapse in Uttar Pradesh, there only one seat from the Rai Bareli of Sonia Gandhi. They not only retained both the bastions of Amethi Rai Bareli, but also got 4 others, 6 seats. Amroha also, they get a very good fight. So this kind of, shows that indeed these parties will be significant in future as well. And in today's scenario, today both the meetings are happening of the NDA as well as of the India bloc. Nitish Kumar will be there. Akhilesh Yadav is also going for the India bloc meeting. And there is a possibility if, things are not falling as of now as expected, there could be something happening as well. But it's a clear narrative. It's a clear indication that the 400 plus narrative which the BJP set, the target which was set by the top leadership has actually not worked on the ground. And the workers and the cadre also, we have seen throughout the elections, they were not much enthusiastic about these elections.
It's very interesting, and but yes, Banaras, obviously, many were surprised with the margin that had come in Banaras, which is the Karma Bhumi for the Prime Minister. I want to take a look again in the India map that's coming in, and if we need to mention here about how the Northeast states have also voted. In the Northeast states, remember, specifically when it comes to Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, look at how the votes have surfaced. that difference. There is still the sweep or the stronghold that the Bharatiya Janata Party has been able to maintain, but there's been a surprise that has come in from the India Bloc alliance as well.